Hi guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome to today's stream. We are playing Project Hospital. Firstly, I would just like to give a shout out to Oxymoron Games and thank them very much for giving me a copy of the new Services DLC. So yes, thanks a lot guys. I'm having a ton of fun with it already and today you're all going to join me. Hi Dr. Kevin, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Yes, this is in fact my first Project Hospital live stream. I've played it on the YouTube channel a bit, but this is the first live stream. Okay, so what is Project Hospital all about? And this is in fact the Services DLC. Have a look over here. We've got the new, and what is the Services DLC basically? So the Services DLC adds a couple new departments. The first is the Administrative Department. That has things like a pharmacy, a gift shop, a service office, a cafeteria, a study room. Okay, so we'll get to play with a lot of these things and see how that goes. And then the other one is the pathology department, and that includes like an autopsy room, a cold room. We'll have to see how those mechanics works. I have no idea how that's going to work. Administrative, yes. Okay, so. Yes, so that's it. Oh, some of the other things that it adds to the game is now people actually get visitors in the hospital and so on. So really interesting to see how that adds to the game. And obviously that means that we're going to have to plan our hospital a lot better. And that is the next thing that I want to come on to. I actually realized, and this is not, I actually realized you can plan it out properly without, well, not properly without having to build it as you go. All you need to do is go to the management mode, select a room. So let's say we're going to add a pharmacy and then we plan out a pharmacy over there. And then if you go into build mode, you can see what your plans are looking like. And in hospital mode, you can't see anything. Anyway, we're playing on the smaller of the sandbox maps. I think it's 68 by 68. Can't remember. Okay, anyway, I'm going to get rid of that. And then we're going to get started with getting our hospital built. Okay, so we need to, so the reason I laid it out, okay, actually let's go back in here and I'll tell you a little bit about the layout before we start building. This area here is kind of where our doctor's rooms are going to be, surrounding a waiting room. We're also having a room for the pharmacy here, a reception, a little bathroom, and then there's a connection that goes into the main hospital component. So over here I've got the room ready for emergency, like trauma center and things like that. Got the labs up here, got all the radiology departments over at the back over there, and then we'll go up levels to different departments, hospitalizations and so on. The idea is also that kind of hospital offices will be up this little area here, while the hospitalization section will be in there. So that's kind of the general look and feel. I try to get something up and running in terms of planning before we get going. Okay, so now let us get going. So we're going to need the common room and some. So exactly. So the common room, the reception. We'll try and get most of this stuff in fairly early. So I think my initial build is going to be maybe something like that. And what I'll do is I will also extend that build. Something like that. So that's kind of the build that we're going to start with as a starting point. Okay, let's grab some. I'm just going to go with some standard walls around all of this as a starting point. So just some standard stuff there. There we go. And I'm just realizing that we probably need a cleaning closet over here in this new section. So what I'll do is I'm just going to, oops, this is going to be emergency, the cleaning closet over here, please. I'm just going to do something like that so that we can actually get our point in there. Yeah, the TC isn't available. I've marked it by with a corridor tool because I haven't activated hospitalization yet. I can't actually mark them out, but the TC is kind of over here. We'll get there. We'll get there. Okay, just want to put the common room back over here as well. A nice big common room, and we'll extend it through there so people can have an easy access into that from both areas. Okay, so that's the idea. That's the general idea right over there. I'm going to go with the prefab stuff. Ooh, is there something wrong? Okay, yeah, prefab stuff. I'm going to go with the prefab stuff. Math Kid, my first live stream, having a quick taste before the Airport CEO stream. Yes, Airport CEO will come by a little bit later this afternoon. So yes, there will also be an Airport CEO stream today. Welcome to the stream. Now, let's, I'll start off with maybe 2 of them. I think 2 of them is about a good number. We'll get our basics in place here. I'll grab a restroom for over there. I'm going to move that door. I tend to try and use the prefabs a fair bit just because they're nicely laid out, and if I need to move a door or something, I go ahead and do that just to kind of make it work for us. Okay, so something like that. I'll go and grab us a door right here in the corner. Okay, this is going to be the reception. Actually, let's just get the other doctor's office in here also, so that we can kind of finish this reception piece off as well. Okay, so for reception, I think we're going to do a little something like this. Put that one in there. And close it off like so. Okay. And then we need some stuff over here. We'll grab a PC. We'll just start off with a 1. I don't think we're going to do too much more than that as a starting point. We'll grab that chair over there. That's fine. Then I would like us to do a few other things, like put some plants in here. And that's one of the other things that I've realized in my kind of test runs of this game, is that you really need to spend the time to kind of make the hospital look nice. Because if you don't, your prestige value drops, and prestige is so important. We're going to have a nice big look at what exactly is going to happen with that. So let's get some information posters up here. Apparently people just love having all kinds of stuff like that available. I've got a plant, that's kind of it. Let's get a floor in here as a starting point. I try and do something fairly generic, but also slightly more interesting at some points. Maybe we'll just go with like the medium ceramic tiles, kind of, and the reception point over here. And then what I'll do over here is we're going to kind of run a little something like that, and we'll extend it to the other side as well. So I'd like to do a little something like that for the waiting room. So this waiting room is only half a waiting room at this point, but we will certainly expand that as we go. Okay, let's move on to the common room over here. So let's get some of these in place there. We'll close all of that in. That's place for the elevator is going to go. The lift or the elevator. Okay, let's get a prefab in place for the common room. I believe it'll squeeze in there quite nicely. Let's, oh, look at that. Look at that. It's like I planned it. I'm just going to move the door up to the end of that corridor section, basically. Okay, excellent. So there we go. We'll go in here. We'll grab the door. We'll get rid of it in this spot, and we will move the door over here instead. I need to get rid of that little section of wall there, and I would like us to fill in the rest of the floor just so that it looks the same throughout there. So there we go, nice common room. I can actually expand the common room itself as well. It's not, oh, none of this is accessible at the moment. Actually, we'll need to sort that out. Let's come on, let's get the common room piece going here. I just want to expand it into there. So that's now done that way. Let's make sure to grab ourselves a bit of a door over here, and then we'll sort out the shelving over there, plus maybe a couple of cards and a lab sink over there. That seems like a good cleaning closet to me. Roy, yes, this is your first live stream, and I'm also very curious to the airport CEO, but I need to go to sleep now. It's 1 at night in the Netherlands. Hopefully I can join another airport CEO stream another time. There's an airport CEO stream later today. So hopefully you'll be up by then. Yeah, it should be in time for you to get up. Excellent, excellent. But well, anyway, thank you so much for popping by. Okay, let's get some flooring going on in there also. Just something pretty standard will be fine. Okay, so there we go. I'll need a little bit of this for the corridor section. And in there, okay, perfect. Oops, wrong button. I keep doing that. I do that a lot. And I will be doing that a lot, so please bear with me. Okay, now let's grab, what is the wall, what are the wall situation that we're using here actually? I think it's this kind of setup. Is that right? Yeah, that looks about right. And what we'll do is we will have to do we'll do the rotate thing and put some walls in all the other places where we're missing walls. Okay, now I want to put a fairly standard kind of grayish kind of wall color on the rest of the hospital. So if we do something like that, I just want something pretty standard to run throughout the hospital. So at least we have the walls in place. It does look a little weird at the moment, but hopefully it'll all make sense as we progress through this. Okay, now externally we don't have anything there just yet. Scotty, you've got tons of chaos coins. Congratulations. Unfortunately, that's a currency that doesn't do a lot at the moment. Hopefully I'll still get around to sprucing that up at some point. Okay, there's our first door. Let's quickly I need to just tweak this this room here. So if we go into management, into this, let's just tweak our waiting room, because at the moment it's not actually a sensible one. It's kind of half and half. So let's just squeeze it in there. And I see that our corridor here is not in the emergency department. So let's just make do that so that all of our cleaners is working. Okay, there we go. This is our very base setup ready to go. Let's hire a few people. So let's get ourselves a nice receptionist. I've also realized that it is very important to actually have a look at their traits. I'm going to grab her because she's early bird and fast, so that's great. So we'll grab that one. Then I'll go ahead and get some doctors in place here. Now, one of the things that I've picked up on is that if you ensure that your doctors are advanced diagnosis doctors, they do a much better job, much quicker. They're obviously more expensive, but in the long run, it's absolutely worth it. I also wanted to point out that I'm not going to do a lot of doctor mode in this game. I'm going to let the automation handle most of it. We will maybe doctor or kind of diagnose one or two patients as we go along, but the general idea of the game will be to get the doctors to do it. So that I've got room for a lot of them over here. So let's open up some traits and see. So this one, Mary, would be a pretty good boss. People person and a practical diagnosis. She doesn't have this long commute thing, so I will go ahead and grab Mary as our very first doctor. At the same time, we need one for the evening as well. I'm going to stick with the diagnosis again. So now we've got a bit of a problem. Most of them have pretty long commutes. We could potentially pick up Elizabeth over here, but anyway, what we'll do. Yeah, we need one that doesn't have a long commute, at least two of them. If we have extras that have long commutes, it's not the end of the world. So let's pick up these traits. Oh my goodness. Alcoholic, that's not great. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and grab some of these guys then. Okay, so we'll get William for the evening, even though it is a long commute, and we'll grab one extra one over here, and we'll just go ahead and get John to come and join us. So that's our first crew over there for doctors. Let's get a few of our janitors in place. Okay, let's pick up the, well, there's a few that all pretty slow actually, but as long as I don't mind janitors being slow because we're going to have a lot of them for prestige value, but I don't like the long commute thing. So let's just grab Daniel over there. Oh, I didn't actually, there was another, and we'll grab Barbara over there. You opened night shift straight from the start? Yeah, absolutely. Night shift is, we're going to go run with night shift from the very get-go. Okay, let's make sure that this is a very nice waiting room. So let's grab some seats for the guys over here. I like the kind of a white color. And we'll do a little something like, just thinking, yeah, if we do something like this, I think that's a kind of a good style that we've got going on there. So yeah, if we do that, that means we can make use of the walls for other things. So what we'll do is we'll get one of these queuing machines in there, plus the info display up on, maybe up on that wall. Yeah, that's going to be cool right over there. And we'll need some posters and vending machines and water machines and things like that. I also realized that it's pretty good to have these water drinking fountains in the offices as well as outside, for that matter. So we'll grab one outside here. We'll also maybe get a coffee vending machine, and just a normal vending machine. I'd like to have a pretty standard, yeah, something like that should be good. And then we'll just get a few posters to keep the people entertained while they're kind of hanging out in the hospital. One like that. One of these guys, maybe one of those. We can actually put one up back there also. We'll grab one of those. We'll put one back there. So there's a few things that they can entertain themselves with. Okay, I think we're ready. Now we can go ahead and open ourselves up for business. I think that's everything, right? We've got all of our staff assigned as a starting point. Okay, let's get going. Still, our cash situation looks pretty good. People should be fairly happy with the layout and the feel of all of this. And one of the things, I need this prestige to really get up there. Let's quickly have a look what our first, we've got an insomnia patient that's already sorted out. And hopefully the doctor will find this out soon. Treat our first patient, 20,000 K over there. Ooh, the doctor is going to want us. My goodness. Okay, no clear diagnosis without the radiology. Did you do differential? Yeah, you did differential. Okay, so there we go, straight into straight into radiology. There's the toilet over there. How about decals? Yeah, decals are awesome. We'll have to move some of these posters if we put some decals in here. Okay, let's do that. Let's spend our time doing the decals. Oh, I need radiology. First radiology, then decals. Okay, back to the planning mode. Radiology is over here with their waiting room. I kind of planned it like this specifically so that we can quite easily connect onto that without too much spend in terms of the build. So let's grab this. We'll go with that. And like so. Okay, and like so. So that's kind of what we're going to do in order to get radiology up and running. And we could actually use one of these little areas here for the cleaning closet. What are we saying? When you don't have radiology, the patient will not come with disease that needs radiology. Well, radiology is not. This one patient will leave if we don't get radiology up because they're unable to diagnose it without radiology. So unfortunately, we do need it. No. Our very first patient, our second patient will leave if we don't have the X-ray up and running. So let's quickly do that. Let's get the walls up in here. Gonna do that. Actually, what I'll do is I'll run it like that so that we do the proper room as is planned. Yeah, anyway, we'll waste a little bit of money by doing that. Yeah, anyway, it doesn't matter. We don't need that. There we go. Now, we will go and put the standard flooring in here that we're using for the corridors. There we go, corridor flooring over there. We'll get the prefab for the X-ray. Okay, slot the X-ray in there, nice. And then we've got a waiting room over here. We're going to again go with this. This time around, we'll just do a little something like so. We'll grab one of these and put that in there. And that's kind of the radiology waiting room. And it's also kind of acting as a bit of a corridor to the main corridors through there. That's kind of the idea. I also want one of these. Okay, good stuff. Now, let's get the flooring in here. I'm going to go with a similar pattern, but maybe something a little bit more subtle, like the gray color there. And that is going to be our waiting room section. Now, we don't have a cleaning closet here. So what we'll do is I'll put a temporary small temporary cleaning closet in here, just so that we have someone to clean up this area, because we don't want the prestige to drop. So that's going to be a temporary solution right over there, but we'll sort it out a little bit later. Okay, now let's grab the cleaning closet for radiology. I'm just going to squeeze it in there. We'll get back to that. Okay, now let's put a shelf in here and a bucket, cart, something like that. There we go. We're just going to do the one. Let's make sure we put a bit of a floor in there. Okay, perfect. There we go. Now let's hire some staff for a... Ooh, we need to open this up over here. Let's put a door in there, actually. Yes, so that's how I want to kind of separate between the hospital section and the doctor's offices over here. Okay, good stuff. Now let's get back to this. Let's get a few of these guys. Oh man, a ton of them are long commute people. Okay, I'll grab... I don't like the long commute. The long commute is bad. Any of the other stuff is kind of okay with me. But okay, so we'll grab that one and we'll grab that one. That's just how it's going to be. Okay, now, radiologists, and we're going to immediately go with radiology at night as well. So let's see what we can pick up over here. So I don't like the commute thing. The commute thing is really bad. So we'll grab these two. That's the hedonist spends a little bit more time in the common room, but I think the rest is going to be kind of okay with us. So let's grab Karen over here. Excellent. There we get a nice big grant. And we'll grab Dana as well. There we go. So now we've immediately got X-ray up and running also. One more thing. We need these corridors to move into the radiology department, just so that they'll be cleaned. So sorry, let's just do that quickly. That one and that one will be cleaned by radiology department. Perfect. There we go. One of the next things we're going to do is grab the pharmacy, because the pharmacy is just going to print money. Okay, so now let's get back into business. So hopefully that patient will now, in fact, go over to the upper limb X-ray, so that we can sort that one out, and we can see what else is going on over here. Nice, good stuff. Our money is looking pretty decent, and I think the next move for us is to actually go ahead and expand to uninsured. Let's quickly grab that. We'll get the uninsured to start coming in as well. Oh, there's some big grants coming up for us. Open medical laboratories, because that's pretty pricey, so that's good. And treat 10 patients. Hopefully we should be able to treat 10 patients without problem today. But the one thing I want to get out before we get too far along the game is get the pharmacy in place. So if we go back to the building menu, I'm tempted that we actually, oops, I need foundation for this. We'll open up that section and this section over here, and we're going to put the pharmacy in place. And I know I probably should have just done this from the start, but hey, that's what the fun is all about. So we'll do this, get the pharmacies. Actually, we probably don't need that because the pharmacy will just do that for us. So let's get rid of that wall and get the pharmacy prefab over here. The big one, 6 by 10. And we'll slot it in over there, and I'll just move that door over just one. Okay, so let's grab this and we'll just move it. Where can we just kind of, yeah, just over there for the minute. And then let's quickly remove this door. Like so, basically. Let's add it back. Slide it, no, not that one. This glass door. There we go, glass door over there. And we'll also get this nice colored window so that we have the same theme going on over there. Actually, that'll be into the office, but anyway, we don't mind about that. So there we go. That is now up and running. We've got the pharmacy available. Let's quickly hire some staff to come and work here. Anybody with no hidden traits here? So pharmacy staff, let's see what we've got going on. Don't mind you that much. You're okay. Even you would be okay, even though you're fairly unpleasant. But anyway, we'll go with, what is this? Fresh parent, okay. Okay, I think we're going to go with David, and we're going to go with Brooke over here. Okay, that's our very first staff in the pharmacy. Okay, now let's quickly go back to emergency, expand our waiting room so that we can just get back to the plan. I may be spending a little bit of time on this. We don't have anybody cleaning this at the moment, so we'll need to go and expand into cleaning a little bit more aggressively also. Okay, there we go. Let's finish off our flooring section here. Okay, so the plan is we run that around there. Kind of the red, we may change the red actually. The red, I'm not loving the red. I'm not loving the red. Anyway, there we go. Now let's continue to run. So now what happens with the pharmacy is they immediately get their stuff or they get their diagnosis over here. And then they could pop around over here and they spend more money. Not always a lot, but they do spend more money. So this is basically printing more money for us. That's what we're trying to do here. We want to make sure that our money situation that we stay solvent. That is the idea. Let's finish off this wall section here. So that's the one we're using. Let's flip that around and we'll wall that one out over there. Perfect. Flip back, and now we go. Keep going. Nice. We should be able to get 10 patients quite easily today. And the other thing that I'm hoping for is that we can get our emergency, or that we can get our prestige value up above 90%. If we get that, that means that our insurance payments for tomorrow will be 120%. So that's more money for us then. Apparently 20 people are coming today, but I doubt it. It doesn't kind of look that way. There's still hours in the day. Excellent. Pharmacy. Yeah. Okay. 8 for now. 10 patients will give us, yeah, we should easily get to our 10 patients. Easily. What's wrong with you? Chest contusion, everything sorted out, nice. Come and buy your numbing ointment over here. Cool, 30 bucks. Excellent. Okay, one more patient, then we get a big influx of cash, and then we'll move on to the medical laboratories. And that's a big cash drain to build those, I must say. Okay. Yeah, the toilets are in the front here. And we will be placing, we'll be placing toilets in a number of locations so that there's always toilets within easy reach. Do pharmacy reduce the time in the doctor's office? I don't believe it does. I don't believe it does reduce that time at all. It's just an extra source of income. Okay, there we go. There's that 30,000 grant over there. Let's quickly have a look at what we've got going on for us now. We might even get our 15 patients today. Maybe not. Maybe it's a little bit too late to be able to get that done. But we will open the medical laboratories now, and that will give us a ton more grant income. And that'll probably cost us about that much too. Okay. So let's get back into the planning mode and let's get the rest of this area built out. So I'm grabbing the foundation. We're going to run it through that section over there. Like so. That's our medical laboratories area. Now let's grab ourselves, actually let's, well, we'll need a wall on that side. Actually, you know what we'll do? We'll just finish off that little section there because this is a little waste to not do that. And then we can actually open another door over here as well. So we'll run that over there. Let's not do that one just yet. Well, this one we will have to do, but let's get the prefabs to build those sections. Okay, laboratories over here. So we want, I'm not quite sure what these symbols are, but anyway, we've got 3 of them and we need to grab 3 of them. So that might be, I'm not sure which one is which one, but anyway, that's, we'll grab it this way. So what happens is I can do this, and then we have this kind of facilities at the back here. No, let's do it this way around. Do it that way around. We'll get rid of the door over here.